Alright, here's the first design assignment of the semester. This is a target shooter game where the object of the game is to hit this target with the sensor by using the button. The target is moving back and forth and it's controlled by this crank, which is attached to a motor. This isn't attached to anything, it's just there to weigh the motor down so it doesn't move around too much. And there's 3 LEDs here. And this is a green one and it corresponds to the level that you're currently at. So the level is really just the output of the motor, and I've set a limit to the output of the motor to 40 because the sensor isn't quite sensitive enough to work well when the target is moving very quickly back and forth, and so 40 is the highest output that the motor will give. And these 2 LEDs are pretty self-explanatory. You've got miss, which is the red LED, and if you hit the target, that is the RGB LED, and it lights up blue. So it's moving at a pretty low speed, and I'm going to hit the target a few times and you can see what happens. So right there, that was a hit. The RGB LED lit up and it was blue to indicate that there was a hit. Also, if you can notice it, the motor started moving a bit faster and the green LED got a bit brighter to indicate that the level has gone up. And so basically, this is what happens every time you get a hit. So I'm going to try to get a few more. There's one. And there's another. And hopefully you can tell that the motor is speeding well up. And now I'm going to miss on purpose. What happens when you miss is the game is over, and here you have a printout. It says game over, and it also shows you your score. Try to get it to focus on that a bit better. It says that the score is 3 because I hit the target 3 times, and it also shows the ending level of 33. Once a game is over because of a miss, you can just hit the button and start a new game. So the level goes back to the old slower level, and your score sets back to 0. Now, another feature that isn't really for the player but was mostly just for me is the potentiometer set up to control the starting output of the motor. You could probably tell that sometimes it gets a little stuck, but if you start out with it too high, then there's really no fun in the game because you can't really move up in levels. And so I attach the potentiometer so that I can tweak the initial output from game to game, just to see what is most optimal. So right now I have this as the starting output, and it is, according to the readout, it's 24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the game, and then I'm going to go in, and you can't really tell that well, but I'm going to crank the potentiometer up. And now I'm going to start a new game again. And as you can see now, the starting level is, what is it? Now it's 37. So this is almost as high as it goes. And so again, I could miss and turn it back down. Again, that's not really for the player. That was just a troubleshooting tool for me. So there's the game moving target, LEDs to indicate hits and misses, a button to start the game and then to shoot at the target, a green LED to show what level you're currently on, and the motor, outputs that tell you what level you started at, what level you ended at, and what your score is, which is how many hits you have. So I guess the last thing to do is to kind of take this apart and show you my board number. And here it is. It is, hopefully you can see that, board number 5.